besides this, as in, for example, if you've got the lobby window open, or maybe the old session open on another thing, you might want to close that, just so that you don't end up unmuting yourself and making, inadvertently saying something. So we've got a few questions and comments from a number of people in the chat. Could I just ask N. Frank if you are willing and able to unmute yourself, and if you are happy to ask your question yourself? Thank you. Please go ahead, N. Frank.
Hi, Sulet. Thanks for all this. Well, it's not really a question. It's a bit of a rant. I put some of it on the chat already. I think we have many deep problems with Signal. Sure, the crypto is done right, but besides the funding from Radio Free Asia, Moxie Marlinspike decided that the infrastructure will forever remain Amazon, that you cannot federate your own Signal server with his server, so he wants to keep the users captive. He said that maybe we could use Signal someday without a phone number, but that was 5 years ago, and it didn't come yet. Recently, it turned into cyber Ponzi crypto casino scheme, even turning a Signal into a bank, which 80% of the tokens are actually detained by a company Moxie is part of. So I'm very much uncomfortable when Elon Musk says use Signal, actually, because Elon Musk is not my friend, and his capitalism and coup-based exploitation of lithium is not the way I want the Earth to be run. So I'm not saying that anything is much better than Signal. I think all is mostly crap. I think Wire is crap as well, but at least Wire doesn't require me to use my phone number, so I can use discardable identities in Wire. Matrix is promising, but most implementation of the crypto is crap. Not saying that anything is better than Signal, but I'm very much worried that we turn everybody into a software that is run on the same infrastructure as the cloud of the CIA.
So I agree with you that it is definitely not perfect, and I have no dispute on that issue. I guess the question is, if we are on a sliding spectrum of privacy, do we choose to be in a really bad place or a less bad place? And also, what's your threat model, right? So an activist has a very different threat model than Joe Blogs in suburban, wherever, London, Melbourne, who really isn't involved in the change society movement. Now, that doesn't mean they don't need privacy. They do need privacy. But for them, Signal is certainly better than plain old phone lines. You will definitely get better privacy from that. But I don't think, and certainly better than WhatsApp. But I agree with you. I mean, so that's one reason that I do work on Ricochet Refresh. I mean, Ricochet was a program that was originally written and then was sort of largely abandoned. And I've put a lot of heart and soul into reviving it. It was running Onion's version 2. We put time and energy into getting it up to version 3 because version 2 is being deprecated and it won't work by the end of this year. So this ensures its longevity. It's not perfect yet, but we've added, as I say, file transfer, which is a big step up. Our next thing is we've got to do some re-engineering at the back end, and we'd like to ultimately take it to mobile phones if we could. But that, you know, I put my sort of heart and soul into that partially for exactly the reasons you've just described. And I don't think there is perfection out there yet. But I also think that that is not a reason to throw our hands up in the air and go, oh, well, we shouldn't try, right? So it's like saying, I can't have a perfectly secure system, so I'm not going to run patches when they come out. And I think that it's much better to actually run the patches even if it's not secure, because you might solve 70% of the problems, even if you're not going to solve 100 of them. But I'm happy to have that debate with you. And I'm going to share, while there are other questions, I'm going to actually share this screen. Theoretically, I'm going to share the screen. There we go. Because I just wanted to show you over here. I've pulled up Google, I've done a Google search, and I've done that on purpose because I wanted to show you Cover Your Tracks, which is EFF, which does an analysis of how much protection you have against web tracking. And so in this case, it says it's pretty good. It's pretty strong. You can see there are a set of things up there that I've got Privacy Badger and a few other things up there. But the idea that it says, oh, look, your browser's got a nearly unique fingerprint. That's a good outcome. It's not perfect. You can learn some specific statistics. It's a pretty cool device and also a very good way of teaching people about the nature of their lack of privacy when they're browsing. And it's kind of fun to test your different browsers and see how they rate. Maybe you have some that are more privacy enhanced than others, but I recommend that you give it a go and install it and see if you how you rate on it. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off topic there, but I wanted to mention that. Any other questions? Thank you for that. And Frank? I can't hear anyone.
You take your time. Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Sulet. I'm really sorry to interrupt. To say that, firstly, thank you for your contribution, but we're going to have to move everybody out of this room and into the lobby because we're going into question and answers in the lobby. Any more question and answers in the lobby, but this space is going to be used for the next session on creativity. We'll be there. We're very grateful you're here. Thank you for all the work you've done into trying to make this understandable and easy for us, and see you through the festival again. And thank you everyone for joining us from all over the world.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello, anyone there? No.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
I'm here.
Oh, hi there. I'm trying to work out how this works. Oh, right, there's my. Allow. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Hello, is Christina or David or Peter?
I'm Clara.
Clara. Hi, Clara.
Hello, how are you, Jan?
I'm good. I'm
we managed it.
nervous. I've had to go into my son's bedroom because there's people staying at our house. So David, good. So there's three of us.
Yeah, great.
I mean, Deep has asked me to share this, but that's going to be very